So modern dating is kind of a disaster for a lot of people. It can be very shallow and sometimes it can be absolutely heartbreaking. But there's just a certain creator I want to talk about that it kind of gets me concerned a little bit because it's such of a weird situation, but a lot of people love this YouTube love story and everything, but for me it just kind of rubs me off a little iffy, so I kind of want to talk about it. What's up, everybody? I'm Amaryx, and today we're going to be talking about the Never Give Up YouTube channel and the infamous YouTube love story. So to keep things very short and sweet, David was a YouTuber who basically uploaded a random video one day about his frustrations about being ugly. He was considered unattractive in his eyes, and he was also feeling very helpless during the video because when you analyze it, he had a lot to drink, and he decided to kind of just go on this big frustration rant very calmly, just to discuss what it's like to be unattractive. But what makes things very interesting is that his video actually blew up by the algorithm and a bunch of people saw it. About over 20 million videos currently as of right now, and he got this one YouTube comment that completely changed his life forever. And what was kind of cool is she actually flew down to meet this dude, everything, meet David, absolutely spend time with him. He vlogs about the whole thing, which is kind of cool. And the whole channel name and everything is about not giving up. So it kind of is very fitting, a little cliche, but it was really cool. But they're embracing their time together. And then only in a very short year, he uploads a wedding video, and this is the things where, in my opinion, after the fact, kind of give me a bunch of question marks. So this is where everything gets a little interesting and weird. The girl he ends up dating and marrying is actually a very attractive woman, and she's actually very beautiful. Congrats, bro. That's kind of cool, right? And I thought, damn, he bagged a 10. But I actually kind of watched the channel a little bit more and everything to kind of pay more close attention to their story and love life. And then you kind of realize a few things that makes you very concerned, and I wouldn't say worrying, but definitely raising a lot of eyebrows and question marks. And it's definitely something that you can't really see until you go deeper. That's not from just the surface. When you look at the date where they first met and they're having fun and enjoying each other, but then you look at the date of their wedding, you kind of realize that how fast the relationship gradually moves. There is really no rules or anything about getting married. You don't have to date someone for a certain specific time, right? But that's the part where it gets weird. The whole time, the whole thing was kind of public. It was already blowing up, and when that date of that comment, right, the video's already kind of viral. This shit is the comment's 2.5 years old, right, and millions of people have already seen it. So that goes into play too. In my honest opinion, I feel when you're dating someone from another country and you're trying to get to know somebody and everything, when you say that getting married in barely less than a year is a little too soon, because there's a lot you gotta learn about. There's different cultures about this person, different lifestyles, different backgrounds and stuff. It's just, I feel if it's just for one person that lives in the same local area is one thing, but in two different cultures, I feel there's a lot more you gotta know about somebody than just, just the bare minimum or whatever. But it's just, I don't know, it just rubs me off the wrong way. It makes me feel they're moving really fast, considerably iffy fast. There's also controversy about David. The allegations were basically him using his disability as an excuse to not work, but not only that, it was basically the personality defaults, manipulator, liar, all this other cookie cutter shit. And I honestly opinion, dude, the manipulation stuff is kind of so old that I really not going to go into detail about that. But about him not wanting to work is something I will present, because that shit is fucking wild. So yes, that part I will talk about in the rest of the clip. He's on disability, which is completely fine and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. But he could easily get a job, a steady income job from a remote desk job online, or doing some basic data entry or something. But apparently he claims he can't do any of those works either. And I feel in my opinion, it's just an excuse. And it's not fair, because I feel if you're going to get married and someone and you want to have a long-term partner and everything, you should absolutely have some steady source of income if you don't have any money already. And not only that, this would definitely benefit him and his wife, especially if he were to have a future kid or something. And we're going to go into that in a little bit, but right now, we're going to just talk about his character behind the scenes still. Now, I don't believe in rumors and stuff about people online on the internet, or people trying to claim and label you as something, because I've had that happen with me with haters and stuff. But there's a video I did watch that really support a lot of these claims, unfortunately, as like good evidence. And it's really sad because this guy seemed like a good dude and he seemed really nice. But unfortunately, there's a video I want to show you guys and just kind of see my point. And yeah, I'll show you in a second. The video is called "We Are in a Bit of a Situation."
We are in a bit of a situation right now, and I don't really know how to resolve it. We have had quite many rough paths before, rough patches. We've had problems and issues, hindrances coming our way, but we've always managed to pull through one way or another. However, right now, it feels like no matter what we choose to do, we are like kind of screwed. And I'm now doing something I've never done before, never wanted to do, but I'm turning to my audience for help. My wife had to leave for those 3 months. We started her migration process. Now, when we called them, we asked a lot of important questions, and we were given very, very inaccurate information that is now basically biting us in the ass. They told us that my wife was allowed to travel to Sweden during the process as long as she attended her hearing, because when you make an application to be a resident, then you have like a hearing, kinda. I don't really know the exact details, but you need to like go on some kind of investigation hearing, like. So yeah, as long as she would go to that, she could be in Sweden, is what they told us. So the plan for her was to stay here with me until we get the papers done, and then when she would get the papers done, she would start working, and we would be saving up so we could move to Argentina in the near future. That was the plan. However, fate had different plans, and now she's expecting children. So we called the migration office again, and they told us we could get a temporary EU card to lower the child expensive care. However, when we called them again later, because now we got the bills, we went to, she's had like the first healthcare, procedures, like we got the process going, and now when we called them again to get help on how to get it going, they're telling us a different story. They're telling us that apparently she's not allowed to stay in Sweden while she has the application going, and also that the temporary EU card doesn't exist. So I guess the person that we talked to before was just bullshitting us. So very weird, but this is basically our situation. So my wife's residency is compromised, and there's a very high likelihood that they will reject her application, meaning it will take much longer for her to become a citizenship and have European rights. So she won't be able to work, she won't be able to study, we won't be able to save up to move in the future. And now she's also pregnant and not doing so good, and she's not in a position where she can travel. We also have to stand for all of the pregnancy healthcare bills ourselves, which are shockingly high. It's kind of ridiculous, but they're in the tens of thousands.
The lack of planning is absolutely unbelievable. So as you can see in the video, this guy is in a pickle, right? Where he got his wife pregnant and he is in a bit of a situation where he's in financial crisis, right? But here's the problem that I don't really like, that really claims like the people's accusations, right? If you were to have a job, right? If you had a job, you probably would not be on the internet begging for a GoFundMe for $20,000 because he's trying to move to Argentina from Sweden, apparently, because obviously, even though they're married in those countries, you can't, I guess, just because you're not married, in these countries, you can't get citizenship right away or something like that. But this his wife wants to move him to Argentina, right? And he agrees with it. But the problem is, he doesn't have a lot of money, and he always claims he's in these videos, and that's totally fine and everything. But if you literally, oh man, it's just a bunch of bad decision making, honestly. That's what I'm trying to say, too. Horrible decision making. And, like, it's just insane because, like, this guy basically is begging his viewers that he built for money, and it's kind of fucked up in my opinion. Like, anyone who does not work a job of steady income while doing like YouTube or something on the side, if you realistically don't have any money, you should not be taking advantage of your audience and begging. In my honest opinion, I think that's morally a little messed up and lazy. Like, I'm not the type of dude to go around and say like, oh, work a million hours and shit and give up your life to work. But if you have to support yourself in some way without other people giving you fucking financial handouts. It's just not cool. It's really not really, I don't really vibe with that at all. And it's also just very bad decision making too. Like I said, like horrible decision making, bro. Like why even get in a relationship and everything without having a job first? And I can definitely tell you don't have one because no motherfucker would have a job and then beg for money unless you're really that fucking greedy. But there's probably people like DSP Gaming or someone like that on the internet could do that. But like with this dude, it's like, it's so fucking bizarre, bro. No, $20,000 is unrealistic. Not the average fucking worker doesn't even have $5,000 probably. Absolutely ridiculous. All the other accusations about his personal health, his lifestyle and everything, I consider that a little bit his business, but at the same time, he did put a lot of his business on the internet, so publicly I could analyze and give myself an opinion on it, but I'm not gonna like, judge him, hold him accountable against shit like that. But I will say is that he complains about being poor, but then has visual evidence of him buying a bunch of overpriced shit that he probably doesn't need if he's considerably claiming he's that poor. Like, bro, fucking what? There's one more thing that gets me extremely concerned too. That's like absolutely mind-blowing. So, in one of his recent videos, about a couple months ago, he shows that his wife is back, right? And for a while after they got married, she actually flies back to Argentina to be, I guess, doing something. We don't really know exactly why she flew back. But if they were married, why the fuck would you want to fly back if you really love this person? Like, what? I don't know if it's like she wanted to pick up a few things, but for a while in his newer videos, he definitely didn't see his wife for a while, and it was like, bro, that is not normal at all. That's something is going on. There's this one clip I want to show you that kind of makes me solidifies my opinion to be more like right than wrong, right? So in one of his like videos that he introduced his wife to come back from her long break for some reason, that he was mentioning about like, it's sad that people take advantage of other people during relationships and shit. But the body language when she says that is very concerning. I'm going to show you the clip and let you have your own opinion. Because for me, I don't know. I could be overthinking this, but in my opinion, I don't think so. But yeah, here's the clip.
Weeks or something.
I mean, people like to make assumptions, and people try to make sense of why you would want to be with me. Because
Yeah.
so many people today, they don't believe in like good connections with others. Most people today just use each other. And that's just how it is. Like, most people today aren't really friends. They're just using each other for different reasons. Most relationships are based on like gain. Like, most people are together just to gain something. There's not much soul left in humanity. So it's not as strange that people kind of like, what is she trying to get from him, or what is he trying to get from her? And people aren't human today anymore. It's sad, but that's how it is. And
No.
people try to always figure out the reason, or like, everything's a conspiracy theory today. There are some people who think I'm like secretly a millionaire.
Now, with that body language of looking down and shit and reacting kind of weird to a comment like that, in my honest opinion, dude, that's not normal at all. And I feel like she's definitely using him in some type of way. He may have some type of money, he may not be rich, but I feel like most people in those countries from Argentina have a reputation of using people from other countries just to have a place to live. Like, I think she's definitely using him to have a stable place to live, or just to have, a little bit of clout and status on the internet. There's some weird motherfuckers who will do that. And yet, I feel like it's either one of those two. Obviously, I'm not a fucking guy who is into their personal life, but the stuff is on the internet, and I'm passionate about this subject, so I'm going to talk about it and analyze it. Now, to come to my conclusion that, in my honest opinion, this YouTube love story is not what you think it is. It is not this happy ever after bullshit, fairy tale ending. There is a lot more you can read in between the lines that you can find online just by watching the other videos a little bit more closely, analyzing shit. It's really sad in my opinion. It's really disappointing. And I don't care if people or his fans come to comment and belittle me. That's fine. You have every right to disagree with me. I don't fucking care at this point, bro. But yeah, that's just my take on the whole thing. Anyways, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you come this far, I really appreciate the support by you just watching this. Give it a like if you really enjoy it. Give it a comment if you want to say something, if you got any opinions about what I had to say. And subscribe if you really like this type of content. I've been just kind of doing my own thing, making a personality-driven channel, just yapping about random shit. And yeah, I do like to talk a lot, and I'm sorry if I ramble a lot, but I just can't help it. It's just part of my personality. I do try to edit a lot of this shit out too. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. If I ever find another situation or update about this whole thing, there's also a rumor too that they might be broken up already, which honestly I don't really think that might be the case, but I wouldn't be surprised. Right now it's just a rumor. There is no confirmed evidence on that yet. So if there's any updates on that situation too, I'll definitely more be happy to make an update video about it. Until further ado, everybody, I'll see you guys later, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.